Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today I wanted to continue my finding out what my style is experiment research thing that I've been doing this year, and I wanted to look at the facts of what it is I actually am wearing. No pun intended, but I will be using my data from the app Wearing, which I've been using for about a year and a half. This is in no way sponsored by Wearing, but I wanted to look at that and see what am I actually wearing and which of those outfits do I like the most. Now, you might have heard the idea of don't dress for your fantasy self, and I have some thoughts on that. I might make a video on it down the line, but I am going to be looking at what I actually have been wearing over the past year and a half-ish. I started using Wearing on the 29th of May, I believe, 2023, and today is the 23rd of November, 2024. So unless my math is completely wrong, that's about a year and a half. So I want to look at what I've actually been wearing, but with the caveat that I have items that I wish I had in my wardrobe and that I think I would wear a lot if I did. And just having that at the back of my mind, because for example, I really wish I had a midi or maxi length white skirt with some flow to it and with maybe some what's it called, like tiers, a tiered skirt, or like volume at the bottom somehow, some frilliness, I suppose. That is something I wish I had and I don't. I think I would wear it a lot if I did, but just looking at the cold hard truth, the cold hard facts of what I actually have been wearing and loving. So throughout this year and a half that I've been using this app, I have worn a total of 269 different outfits. Some of them have obviously been repeated, and then there are days where I've just worn loungewear or PJs, and those are not items that I have in the app, so they are not tracked. 269 outfits for a year and a half to me sounds like a lot as someone who feels like I wear the same outfits somewhat over and over again, but for me that data is a little bit not true. It is true from like a data statistics, mindset, I suppose, but it's not entirely true when it comes to outfits like the one I'm wearing today. For example, I am wearing a green sweater, a green knit sweater that is a little bit cropped and the sleeves are a little bit cropped, and a wool skirt in blue and green. That to me is the outfit, but under the sweater I am wearing, there's a horrible shot of this, I am wearing a beige tank top for some extra warmth and for the sweater to not touch my skin and be all itchy. So this outfit, compared to an outfit where I wear a different base layer, looks the same to you, looks the same to me, but in the app would be tracked as two different outfits. So we have that to keep in mind. But I'm just going to go through and I'm going to put some pictures and or video on the screen for you of some of my favorite outfits. I don't think I'll go through all 269 outfits because that's going to take a while, but I just want to pick out some highlights and tell you why I love them so much, and hopefully keep this with me as I move forward. I am not saying that my style is completely finalized. I'm not saying I'll be wearing exactly the same things 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the line, but for me in this moment, there is a style that I see. There are things I like, there are things I like less, and I want to be mindful of that moving forward when it comes to acquiring new things and also with what gets to stay in my wardrobe. There are some pieces in my wardrobe that I feel only really work with one or two other things, and if those hard to style items are still favorites, they will be staying. I don't need all of my wardrobe pieces or all of my clothing pieces to fully work together, but I just want to be mindful of what I like and why I like it, and hopefully that will make life easier down the line for whatever reason. Okay, let's go. So the first outfit I want to show you is this one. This is one that it says I've only worn once, but that's because I've had underlayers on or different underlayers on with it before. This is an orange sweater, an orange cotton knit sweater that has these flaps down the front. I don't know how best to describe them other than flaps. And I got it late last spring, and I'm really surprised that I've been wearing it as often as I have. I haven't worn it thousands of times, but I've worn it a fair bit, And it surprises me because of the color, because orange is not really a color that I go for a lot. But as you will see, it is paired with this orange skirt, which also is orange because I just said that it is. I really like that skirt because it is so comfortable. It is elasticated at the waist, which I really like. It is cotton, just like the top. Cotton, natural fibers. We know I like that. This is showing that I like that. And it's a midi skirt. It has some volume to it at the bottom. Nothing crazy, but still there's something there. And if I could find this skirt in white, I think I'd be pretty happy with that white skirt thing that I mentioned before. Another outfit I wore recently and really loved is this one. And this consists of this viscose but like denim-y, denim look-y dress that I got this summer, ridiculously cheap. I paid 10 Swedish kronor for this, which is like less than $1 at this point, a US dollar, for like simple conversion if you know what your currency is to the dollar. It was ridiculously cheap. It is really comfortable. I've had to do a little bit of mending because one of the seams down at the bottom had come undone a little bit, so I had to like hand stitch 5, 6, 7 stitches. It was so fast and easy. And I just love it so much. It's very 90s, which I personally like. This kind of 90s I really like. This is a very straight up and down kind of dress, but it has a tie at the back, which means that I can cinch it in a little bit to get a little bit more shape. And it's just really comfortable. It's a good length. It feels good on my skin if it's touching my skin. It works with tights. It works with bare legs. It has a pattern in it, but it's pretty subtle unless you look at it pretty closely. Like it's the same color pretty much. It's like one shade off from the base fabric, which I really like. It's not a necessity because I don't mind patterns, but for this dress it really works. And then I wore it with this sweater that I got last summer. It is green, and even though I'm wearing a green sweater today, it's not a color that I've always been drawn to. But in recent years, like greens and purples and oranges and yellows have really grown. Like I feel more attracted to those colors when I see them, although like pinks and blues are still a pretty big foundation of color in my wardrobe, I feel like. Either way, I got this sweater last summer, and what I really love about it is the sleeves, because it has really long cuffs and then it sort of poofs out above those cuffs, which I just think it looks so good. The problem with this sweater, even though I love it in this outfit and I have loved it in other outfits I've worn it in as well, is that it's not natural fibers. I don't remember the makeup now, but it's an overwhelming amount of synthetic fibers, which I did not think when I touched it and when I tried it on and when I got it. That is like the one item I've forgotten to check the tag for, and then I paid and I went out into the parking lot and then I was like, oh, I didn't check that, but obviously it's gonna be, you know, natural fibers. Looked at it and I went, oh, no, it's not. But it doesn't feel synthetic to me when I wear it. It really works for me. I don't like synthetic fibers for a number of reasons. One of them being just how it feels on my skin and how quickly it makes me overheat and it makes me start to smell. This doesn't have that problem, or at least it hasn't had that problem for me yet. And I think that might be because the armpits are not super tight. I don't know, but it really works for me and I loved this outfit. All right, next up I'm going to share two similar outfits to you at once, being this one and this one. This skirt I got off of Vinted this summer and I found it when I was just scrolling and I fell in love with this skirt. I messaged the seller and I was like, hi, do you have the waist measurements? Because I'm not sure. And she gave me a waist measurement that I was like, that might be a little bit small, but she'd measured it with a hard ruler, like not a bendy type of ruler, and like straight across. And the skirt itself in the picture drooped a little bit. And I was like, this could actually work. It could work. And so I took the plunge, I did it, and I love this skirt. This to me is a very summery skirt because I do still have that pretty clear divide between some summer items and some winter items, and then there are some that carry through, like that work for both seasons or all seasons. But this to me, based on the colors alone, is a very summer outfit or summer item, but I do think maybe if I had a white skirt that I could put underneath it for extra warmth and an extra little frill at the bottom, maybe it could work for other seasons as well. But based on just the colors, I've only worn it as a summer skirt so far. I love it. It's a cotton skirt, it's vintage. I can't find anything on the brand when I search for it online, but I managed to find, when I bought it, I managed to find the exact same skirt, or exactly the same kind of skirt, for sale online as well. Like, that sale had already gone through, and so I don't know if there are two of them in circulation and I might run into my clothing twin somewhere, or if the person I bought it from had actually bought it off of that auction site and it just didn't work for them. I don't know, but I love this skirt so much. And it's the length, it's the colors, which it's pastel colors, and I'm not overly pastel, I don't think. I don't know. I like pastel colors, but then there are also, which we'll see later, and like we saw in the orange outfit, for example, like really strong colors really speak to me. The pastel ones, I suppose, are more in line with my color analysis thing that I did. I'll have a link up there in the cards somewhere. But I don't know, there's also something about pastels that just draw me in. Either way, I really love this skirt, and I've wore it a few times before summer ended, and here are two ways that I styled it. I styled it with a pink shirt, which in this picture doesn't look like it goes with a skirt, but it does in person, and then with this turquoisey minty button down as well, which I think looks in the picture more like it goes together, and it really did. And here we have two cotton button downs. I really like my cotton button downs. I have specifically, prior to this, talked about my white button downs. They're coming, don't worry, they're not going anywhere. And a white one would work just as well with the skirts. But these two I really like because they go with the colors of the skirt. A white one would also, because there's white in the skirt, but just how the pink picks up the pink and how the minty one picks up the mint. Love it. I love color matching like that. I think it's amazing. I love it so much. Here we have another outfit that I really like that have elements that I think you'll understand why I like, ergo the white button down. Chef's kiss, can't go wrong. But then I also have this black and white dress that I got maybe last year or the year before, I don't remember. I feel like a lot of the pieces I talk about in this video I've gotten recently, and that's fine for me. I've gotten them all secondhand, and that's fine with me. But I got this dress secondhand as well, and there's just something about this dress that makes me feel so good. Black is a color that I don't want to move away from, but I don't feel like it really sparks joy, although I have items such as this one that are just too good to not have in my wardrobe. But as a whole, I'm trying to sort of work my way away from black clothing and black outfits. Not entirely, but I think my black clothes need to be special or extremely basic for them to work in my wardrobe. Like, this dress to me is very special, even though it's pretty simple. It's a black and white dress, but it has the sort of the strap situation, the pattern. I call this my X-ray dress because it vaguely looks like X-ray pictures to me. I don't know of what, but it's funny because I work in a hospital. I just find it funny. But just the shape and the swoosh and I love it so much. I love it so much. This dress, I believe, is a viscose. It's either viscose or cotton. I haven't checked before filming this. I really like it. It's soft, it's comfortable, works with tights, works without. Great. That means I can wear it for multiple seasons. I did also wear this dress in summer, which I wouldn't necessarily think it's a summer piece. The straps, yes. The color, no. And then, of course, the white button down. This one I found this summer as well, possibly. And it's gorgeous. It is short sleeved, which I don't have any of the other white button downs with short sleeves. It has a really big collar, which love it. And it's just really dainty and pretty, and has a little bit of lace on it too, which I don't want to be fully that. I think that's a little bit too, I don't know, frilly for me. But that top is great, and like details of that I really like. Next up we have this outfit, which also 10 out of 10 banger. My pink linen pants, you've heard me talk about before. They're great. They are colorful, they are bright. My only wish is that they were this much longer, but they work. More of a summer item than a winter item, although I did wear them last winter when I made my vest wearing for a week video, which I can link up here. But they are great. They are so comfortable, they are bright, they are airy, they are just great. Again, natural fibers, bright color. apparently can't go wrong. And I paired it with this white button down, which we know I like those. This one has a little bit of a puff as well in the sleeve, nothing dramatic, but just a little bit of something going on there, and a bit of like lacy-ish details on the front, which I also really like. And then I feel like the crowning glory of this outfit is not a hat, although one might think that with me saying crowning glory, but it is this vest. This vest I got secondhand, as everything else that I've talked about so far. I got secondhand this summer. I went to Uppsala to see some friends, and there's a Beyond Retro, which I know exists in Sweden and in the UK at least. It's like a curated vintagey type of store. I walked around, tried some things on, didn't really find anything I loved, and then I was on my way out and I spotted this out of the corner of my eye, and I think it was on one of those racks that was just coming out into the store. It was by the till, and it wasn't really stylized. It wasn't really like, this is where we keep these items, or this is where this goes. And I just like, I walked past it and I stopped and I walked back, and I just like, I need to try that on. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a crochet vest that is made of cotton and Rami, I don't know how to say that fabric name, and it's just gorgeous and it fits really well. The buttons are also clad in yarn, and it's just gorgeous. I haven't worn this as much as I would have liked to. I think that might be the only way I've styled it this year. Again, for me, leaning more summer, and now we're in winter pretty much, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I love it so much, and that outfit, 10 out of 10, no complaints. I could change the button down out for pretty much any white button down and possibly not white button down in my wardrobe, and it would look equally good. And just a great, great outfit. I don't know what number I'm on. I'm aiming for maybe like 10. I don't know. I don't want to be here forever. But I'm looking at the outfits from most recently created to first created. So many of these are from this summer or beyond, or more recently, I suppose, than summer. But I want to talk about this one next. This is also a really, really good outfit for me, which is why I'm talking about it, obviously. The same linen pants from the previous outfit. Again, nothing more to say about them. They're just great. And then I paired them with this green t-shirt, which is really nothing special. What I love here is the color combination of the pink of the pants and the green of the shirt and how they go together. The t-shirt itself is cotton. It's simple. It's pretty basic for being a t-shirt. It has a little pocket on it, but nothing fancy. But again, the color combination. And then on top of that, I put on this denim shirt that I got this summer, also ridiculously cheap. I think that also was under $1. I got it at the same time as the dress I mentioned earlier that I got for really cheap. It was just incredible. It was great. This shirt is really, really good. It's oversized, but it's still, I don't want to say elevated, but like it's doing something. It's not just big and oversized and not giving me anything. It's really doing something, and I really love it. Okay, I had to empty the SD card because I've been talking for quite a while, and while I did that, I went through and I have marked up the remaining outfits I want to talk about, and all in all, I think it's like 25, but some of them are in the same vein I can talk about at the same time. So let's just try to speed through this, shall we? The last thing I want to say about the outfit I just showed you is that it reminds me of a new to me YouTuber that I've been watching a lot recently called Katie One More Time. I will link her channel up in the cards and in the description, and I just really, really like her style. It's so colorful, it's so bright. I really, really want a specific skirt that she has. It's gorgeous, but this feels to me like something she would wear. It's a little bit low on print, but it does have those bright colors and like an overshirt, which she does a lot and looks fabulous in. While on the topic of this outfit though, I do also want to bring up this one, which is very similar to me. This is the same pants. It's a bright yellow t-shirt. Again, nothing special, a cotton t-shirt, pretty thin, nothing fancy. But again, the high contrast in color. And with this, I've also put on an overshirt, and I just really love the silhouette of these two outfits. And this overshirt is a beige cotton, or possibly cotton and linen mix. This is currently in giant need of mending because both of the elbows have ripped. But for these two styles, like just the fit of it, the pants, their shape and fit, and in color combination with a bright top, and then an overshirt, which has been more of a neutral color because beige and I suppose denim are pretty neutral. but I just love it. It's just so good. Next up, I want to talk about this outfit, which this is not a favorite top of mine. I also got this very cheap this summer at the same time as I got the dress, but it doesn't really fit right, and it has one of those like keyhole fronts and you can tie it at the top, but it's just too gapey and I don't really fill out that space and it's just not perfect. But under this dress, again, this dress that I talked about before, having a white something underneath, a white button down would do the same trick. This is nice because it has those little, like, I don't want to call it a peasant top, but that's a name that it has, but just that sort of slightly puffy off the shoulder sleeve situation. Perfect, beautiful, great, no comments. Next up, we're back to a white button down that we've seen before in this video so far, namely the short sleeved collared slightly lacy one that I mentioned before. And I got that and this dress at the same time on a great thrift trip when I got those two things, and it was amazing. And this dress is just mwah, chef's kiss. I am surprised this is the first floral dress I'm talking about. We know I like floral dresses, but perhaps not as much as we thought I did. Shocker. But this is like it's not quite pink. I'd say like a raspberry color, but that sounds like a pinkish red. But somewhere there, this is like the only color I could find on my little color fan from the color analysis of things in my wardrobe. More on that up here in that color analysis video I did. Either way, I loved this. This has little like daisies on it in white and some yellow and some light green. It's great. It's great. It's a midi dress, it's floral, it has that fitted top and then billows out a bit on the butt area, which is just amazing, and I love it so much, and it's great. This dress I've only worn in the summer, and I think it's mainly a summer piece, but I would like to try to style it in winter ways. I do have other dresses, one I'll talk about in a bit, that is also a summer dress. It's a thin cottony dress, but I made it work in winter with layering, and I think this could work too. Not entirely sure. Okay, next up we have this. This consists of another white top with off-the-shoulder situation and some poof to it, and we know I like that. This is also cotton, and then a linen dress that I got 2 years ago now, I think, or almost 2 years ago. It's a linen dress, it's beige, and beige is a color that I've said before that I'm not really drawn to. I've said I'm not really drawn to beiges and browns as much as I am grays and blacks, but I do think that might be changing, or I think perhaps maybe it's changing in the warmer months. In the wintertime, I do have black and grey things that I like wearing. We have some more coming up, but this is now the second beige item I talk about, because I talked about that overshirt a little while ago, and I like beige. Apparently. Brown I'm still not super big on. Give me another year and maybe I'll be there, but beige is actually coming through for me. This dress in particular is linen, which is very nice. It goes just below my knee, or a little bit below my knee, which is a good length. I don't love shorter things, although I have an outfit coming up that was great with a shorter skirt, but it's a good length. It has some poof to it, which I really like, and the pockets are ridiculously huge. I could put like 3 cats per pocket. I'm not gonna, because the cats won't like that, and we only have 2. I'm not gonna go around in the neighborhood looking for a 3rd one, but either way, the cats are ridiculously huge. It's not what I was gonna say. The pockets are ridiculously huge, and they're great. And it's so rare, I feel, to have dresses with pockets. I have a few, but with the shapes of dresses that I like and the dresses I've found, many of them don't come with pockets. But either way, the pockets on this one just really work, and this whole silhouette, this color scheme, I've done this with a white button down as well. Are you shocked? Probably not. And it just looks so good. It's just so comfortable. I just really love it. I have worn this dress in winter time, or fall time at least, with like a knit jumper and stuff like that on, tights as well, and it's really worked. Happy about that. Great dress, love it, good outfit, no comments, more than all the ones I just made. Here we have an outfit that has that same green sweater with the long cuffed sleeves that I talked about before, and a wool skirt, which I'm also wearing a wool skirt today, but you can't really see it, and a vest. Vests I feel have come up a couple times so far in this video. Wool skirts I feel are another staple of my winter wardrobe specifically. I do have a few of them, I love them. I have one that I recently favorited on Vinted that I really would like to get, but I'm trying to see for myself if it's worth that money and all that, because it was quite expensive, but it's also a wool skirt. It will last forever if treated well. And either way, wool skirts are just great. I really like this outfit. It's a combination of the vest, which is like a felt material, the vest with its like embroidery on it, the color of the jumper and the sleeves with the skirt, and just the whole combination of this is really good. This skirt is also a little bit below my knee. I wouldn't say it's a full midi, because a full midi for me I think goes like down my calves a bit, but it's a good length. It'll do, it's fine. Okay, next up are a couple of outfits I'm gonna kind of just merge together, and all of them contain my bright pink axolotl dungarees from Run and Fly that I got in Edinburgh last June 23. This is the first item I have bought new in probably 5 years, or 4 years at least, and I fell in love with them when I saw them. I could justify the price to myself, but I was a little bit like, how often am I going to wear them? And granted, I am not wearing them as often as I would like to for getting my money's worth, I suppose. I'm not doing like a cost per wear breakdown, but I haven't worn them hundreds of times yet. Working on that. We'll figure that out. But I was also like, how versatile are these going to be? Are they going to work well with my wardrobe? And surprisingly, to me, happily they do. Here are a couple outfits that I've worn them with. I have worn them with a pink button down. I've worn them with a pink t-shirt. I've worn them with the green t-shirt and the yellow t-shirt that you've seen earlier. I've also worn it with that minty greeny button down that I wore with that skirt I talked about earlier, the checkered skirt. I have worn it with several of my cardigans. Like, it's been so fun to have those. It is so fun to have those. I still have them. I'm gonna keep them. It's so fun to just see how well they work with so many different items in my wardrobe, which to me shows cohesion in a way. I don't know. There are several outfits or several items they would not look good with. This sweater, for example, they would just kind of clash. Not the same vibe at all. But they've been surprisingly versatile for me based on the things I already have in my wardrobe. They sort of tie multiple things together. Like all those t-shirts, all those button downs, all those cardigans could be worn with jeans, with a black pant. Like, that would also work. But these became sort of a, I don't know, like a building block that just several other things tie together with in a really nice way. I don't know how to explain it. Either way, they're great. We are going on a trip next spring, a long, big trip. And I think those are going to come with. I think there's going to be 1 of 2 or possibly 3 bottoms that I bring that then all those other tops will go with. And it will be several different outfits with the same pants. Because the pants themselves are so loud that they are... I just love them. I'm not going to go into that right now, but they're great. I love them. Okay, next I want to go back to the pink linen pants. And I want to show you this outfit. This, again, is not as bright in contrast, I suppose, between the pants and the top, because this top is a very light green. If you've ever seen the ice cream Piggelin that we have in Sweden, which is like a pear flavored ice cream, it's very much that kind of color. And it's a knit sleeveless top, kind of high necked, and it's an item I've worn a fair bit, sure, but in this outfit it just really works. But what I think actually is the like beautiful marriage of this outfit is the pants and the blazer. I am not a huge blazer person. I've tried, I've failed, I don't really feel them working for me. I do like this one, and I really like my tailcoats that I got last year, but blazers generally not really my vibe. They're too business for me. They're just too something I am not. But this one is gorgeous. This is a green based blazer with yellow and orange and pink flowers on it. It's vintage, it's gorgeous, it goes amazing with these pants, but I don't wear it with a lot of other things. That's not what this video is about, but I just want to mention that blazer doesn't get worn as much as I would like for it to be, and sadly I don't think it goes with dungarees. I think that's a little bit too much going on. But again, we have the linen pants, again, just love them because they're linen and they're pink, but in combination with something much brighter on top. This time it being a blazer and not the top being more neutral and smooth, I guess. Whereas before we had the bright t-shirt and sort of the calmer outer layer. Either way, it's just gorgeous. Now we're on to an outfit that I said before with a shorter skirt. This I wore in the springtime sometime, and when I say spring, I mean like February. It was after New Year's, but it was still cold, so I wore this with black tights. And it's this pleated skirt in pink, 2 different pinks, and grey. My pink button down, which you've seen before, which in this image looks so dusty, like so dusty pink. It's actually a lot brighter than that. And it's worn with this grey vest, a grey knit vest. And it just looks so good together for me. It looks incredibly preppy, incredibly like school uniform in a way that I don't hate. Like I almost feel like it's a pink version of what the Chilton students would wear in Gilmore Girls. If you've ever seen that, theirs is blue. I feel like this is a pink version. I didn't go for a school uniform look, but here we are, and I really love how this came together. I do have certain elements of preppy that I like, but there are some of them that are too preppy for me. For example, a blazer would just have ruined this for me, for me. Even though that would have made it more preppy, that would have been too much for me. Plus a blazer, which I just touch on how I don't really like blazers on myself. This, I just really like the color combinations. It's shades of pink and it's gray. It just ties together really nicely. I think it's really pretty. It's really preppy, but like preppy enough, not too preppy, and I'm here for it. I like it. Next up is this outfit, which again, what I like here is the tonal nature of it. We have this plaid skirt, which plaid skirts are then now a recurring thing in my outfits. It's wool, also a recurring thing, and it's got greeny, turquoisey tones in it and purple. And I paired it with this purple knit top. What I really like about this top is the boat neck of it. I think it's really pretty. I really like the color of it. I think it suits me really well, and I like the fit of it. However, it is synthetic and it's broken. It wasn't broken when I wore this outfit, but then it just came out of the wash and something, maybe a zipper, had attacked it. It was not beautiful. It is currently living in a mend pile. Hopefully I can fix it, but it's also gotten smaller over the years, or I have grown. That's also possible. The sleeves are a little bit tight, and like I talked about before with the green synthetic sweater, tight sleeves with synthetics doesn't really mash well for me. But tonally, I really like this outfit. The length of the skirt, I really like. The neck of the sweater, I really like. But yeah, I'm not sure I can wear this again, depending on how the fate of the sweater turns out. Next up, we have this outfit, and I want to touch on this because this skirt hasn't been mentioned, and this skirt is actually really nice. It's below my knees, slight midi, it has a little slit on each side, which is a nice touch, I guess. And it's a little bit big, but it works. I make it work with a belt or something. I have no accessories in the wearing app, so there's no belt featured in the outfit. And then I wore it with, shocker to no one, a white button down. But the real stunner in this one, again, is the vest. This is a Christmas themed vest that I got last winter, last Christmas, or before last Christmas, and it's gorgeous. And again, this outfit has that tonal thing of the red in the vest and the red in the skirt. It has the white button down, the skirt is midi-length, there is a vest involved. I'm starting to see patterns here, okay? This is also a gorgeous outfit to me. It consists of these culottes that I've had for a number of years now that are mainly black and grey and white, but some of it is brown and beige because I'm gotta throw that in there. They're culottes, so they're like a midi length. I wear them with tights or tall socks, and then they're paired with, shocker to no one, a white button down, and on top of that, a vest. This vest is a lot more structured. This is like a proper suit vest that has like cinching in the back and like much more tailored than the previous vests I've shown you. But I really like this look. It's a little bit preppy to me in a way, but it's also a little bit whimsical. It's a little bit Hobbit. It's a little bit something like that. And also, depending on what white button down I put with it, it's slightly pirate. And I like slightly pirate. Next up, I just wanted to show you a summer dress that I've made work for fall winter. This dress I've had now for 5 years or something. It's a viscose dress. It's quite oversized. The size tag isn't in it anymore, but I think it's a much larger size than I would usually wear. And then in Japan, when we were there in 2018, which was prior to me getting this dress, I got this top. This is a knit top. I have its sibling in a mustard as well. It's a knit top and it's the same tone as the base of the dress, so they go really well together. And usually I wear these with black tights and a belt, and I wore this outfit the other day and I definitely should have worn a cardigan on top because my arms were very cold all day at work. But I like how they go together, and the top, I like the sleeve length, I like the frilliness of the collar, I quite like the color. I don't like that it's cropped, and I don't like that it's synthetic, and it manages to both be synthetic. I don't know exactly what makeup because I can't read the tag, it's in Japanese, but it is definitely synthetic. It manages to be both that and therefore get smelly and gets a little bit unpleasant like that, because again, it's tight in the armpits and it's itchy at the same time, which I just don't understand. So I guess maybe there is some wool in there, or maybe there is a synthetic fiber that makes me itchy. I don't know. So the shirt itself is not perfect for me because it is itchy and tight and has, I just listed off a lot of bad qualities that it has, but as an outfit, I really like this. Okay, next up we have an outfit that you've definitely seen if you've been on this channel before. I wore it a lot back in the first year of this channel, which was 2022, when I did capsule wardrobes for the first time. This is a dress that I've had for many years now. It's a white based dress, and then it has flowers in pinks and yellows and greens mainly, and I've paired it with a green cardigan that matches well with the green of the dress. This is very much a summer outfit. I don't think I've ever worn this dress with tights and in the winter or fall, but I love this dress so much. Again, it has a fitted top and then it flares out around the butt area, like that sort of raspberry colored one I talked about before. It's very similar in that regard. This has buttons down the front, that one has buttons down the back. I didn't mention that, but I just really like this together. The cardigan itself is not a massive favorite, but it goes well with this dress. It goes well with my dungarees. It goes well with, you know, stuff like that. As an outfit though, great. It's just so great. And then lastly, I just want to mention this denim dress, which I got the beginning of summer. I got it off of Vinted. I think it was my first Vinted purchase. And I was really inspired by Lena Norms. There is a Lena Norms video that I can link up here and or in the description where she talks about denim dresses and how denim is a very sturdy fabric and has a lot of good qualities and so on and so forth. And I was influenced, I guess. I saw that video years ago. I've watched it a couple times since. I just really like rewatching Lena. She's great. I love her. And I found this dress on Vinted, and it's from a brand that's made another dress that I haven't mentioned in this video, but another dress that I have that I really like. It's a vintage dress. Both of these are vintage. And I was like, I'm just gonna try, because a denim dress I'm sure I could wear multiple different ways. When this dress arrived, it was much longer than I thought it was gonna be, but I don't mind that. It's just a really nice midi length. It has big pockets, it has a good length sleeve, it's not too tight, I can move my shoulders and my arms. It has a nice neckline for me, I really like it. And it's been really versatile, and it's really warm because a denim dress is really warm. I have, however, not worn it a lot in the winter yet. Again, it recently got cold. We had a weird year this year where like the winter or the spring was very cold for very long and then just spiked in temperature and got warm, and the fall has been similar in that it's been pretty decently warm and then it kind of crashed into colder but not terribly cold temperatures. So I wore it last weekend, for example, when I went on a little thrifting excursion like I like to do, but I wore that and then I had my winter coat, but I don't wear the coat when I drive, and so when I'd parked up at the store I just walked in my dress and didn't bother putting on that outer layer. Today I was also out, it's a week later, and I'm wearing a wool skirt and a knit jumper, so temperatures have very suddenly dropped. Even so, I haven't worn that dress a lot with knit jumpers, which is what I intend to do. I think it could also work with the white button down underneath, but I think it might look weird with the double collar and also possibly with the dress's sleeves being shorter than the button down sleeves would be. Either way, it's something worth thinking about. But to wrap this up then, am I able to see patterns in this? Am I able to figure out what is happening in my style, what I like wearing, and does that actually align with what I've said that I like? I feel like there were a lot of midi stuff, which is something I've talked about. I prefer a midi length to a maxi length or a mini length. There was a lot of midi stuff. There were a lot of vests. of varying versions. Like most of them were knit, but there was a structured vest as well, and there were colorful ones and less colorful ones. There was bright color clashing, I want to say, with the pink linen trousers and the t-shirts / the blazer in one of them. There were a lot of natural fibers. There was a lot of skirts and dresses in general. I want to point out that there was not a single outfit with jeans. There was a denim dress and a denim shirt, but there was not jeans. There was not jeans. And when I made my wearing wrap up in May or early June perhaps, when I'd used the app for a year, my most worn item was a pair of jeans. And now I'd like to ask myself, why am I or was I wearing them so often when I don't love them? I don't love wearing jeans in general, and I don't love any of the outfits apparently that I've put with jeans for the year and a half that I've used this app. And I think that is just oh well, jeans are easy, I'll just throw them on. But jeans aren't comfortable for me, and I don't love the look of them on me. There are some jeans that are flattering for me, sure. I had a pair of bootcut when I was in high school and I loved them, they were so good. But I don't love jeans, even though I can appreciate the material, like the sturdiness of the material, how that denim dress is and how that denim shirt is, you know? But jeans themselves, not so much. I also think that I've worn jeans, I'm gonna count actually, hold on. I wanted to look up how many times I have actually worn jeans since I made that wearing wrap up video, because when I made that video and I saw that the jeans were my most worn item, like a specific pair of jeans, I made a mental note to wear jeans less, to see if it was possible or if I would revert back to them as frequently as I'd apparently worn them in that first year. And I have worn jeans 8 days since then. So I've worn jeans 8 days out of the last 6 months or so. I don't think I need them. I don't like them. I don't love them, at least. And I can clearly wear other things. You know, I can clearly wear other bottoms, and I do prefer dresses and skirts. And then I did show the dungarees, the linen pants, and the culottes, and I have some other bottoms I've worn as well. I've worn some shorts in the summer, for example, but jeans are not really it. Now, I'm not saying I'm gonna get rid of all my jeans tomorrow. I might, who knows, but I don't think that they're necessarily a staple just of the cooler months, and so in the last 6 months I haven't quote-unquote needed them. But yeah, there were no jeans featured in my top-ish 25 outfits of the year and a half I've used this app. That is saying something to me. But yes, a lot of midi length things, skirts and dresses, bright colors, color matching, like picking up the color of a patterned piece with a solid colored thing, color clashing as well, in like different bright colors of the same sort of family going together really beautifully. Love it. Wool skirts, vests, natural fibers, white button downs. I should mention those. I'm not really surprised. I feel like my style, what I love wearing, is what I say I like. I'm sure there are things I talked about in my what is actually my style, whatever I called that video that I haven't worn or I haven't featured in this video or I haven't talked about. And there are probably things in there, like I talked about how I don't like synthetic fibers, and there were at least 2 items mentioned in this video that are synthetic, but I like the outfits of. I'm not saying it's completely black and white, but I do feel like there is some symmetry, there is some structure, there is some clarity that I've made from this. And the clarity really is, yes, I think I know what my style is, and I have a fair few items that work well with that. On the other hand though, I've only talked about 20-25 outfits in this video. I'm not saying I've hated the other 240 something outfits I've put together before, but these were my favorites and these have elements in them that I really enjoy. I do have a closet clean out or a wardrobe clean out or a sorting through my items type of video coming up, in which I want to streamline this a bit more. I don't want to hang on to items I don't like. Ideally, I'd only have items in my wardrobe that I love, but there are some that are just there because they serve a purpose. Like they do a good enough job. For example, the tank top, again, I'm wearing under this, a beige tank top. It's not really a favorite. It doesn't really do much for me. It's not very interesting. It's not an item I love, although it is soft and nice. I don't hate it, but it serves a purpose in that it works as a good like base layer under something like this. And that's good. I probably need those kinds of base layers. A tank top under this versus like a button down under this makes it a cooler in terms of temperature, not in terms of look, kind of outfit. And, you know, it serves a purpose, but how many of those do I need? Because I have this and I have 2 or 3 black ones. I need 1 or 2, but I rarely, if ever, wear any of them as like a visible top, you know? So I have a wardrobe clear out type of video, or maybe 2, it might be long. This has been going for about an hour now. I hope I've gotten it down to a manageable amount, but we'll see, it might be long. Either way, I have that video or those videos coming up, but I would also love to do an experiment where I only keep visible to me or accessible to me the items that I love, the items that are never doing me any wrong, the items that are just perfect, or as close to perfect as I can get them, and just see what that does and how that makes me feel. It probably will mean I only wear my favorite pieces, and it will probably show me where I have quote unquote gaps, where I need a base layer like this, you can't see that I might have set aside because it's not a favorite item, but that being a good piece to include in my overall wardrobe. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not going to get rid of those pieces, I'll just set them aside, or like all the clothes hanging on this rack are my accessible clothes. These are the clothes I am quote unquote allowed to wear, and just see how and if I make that work, but still having access to, actually having access to the lesser loved pieces, I suppose. But there are also things in my wardrobe that I just don't like, that don't work for me, that don't suit me, they don't fit me, they are not making me feel any type of good way, and so I don't want them to stay. But I'd like to do that kind of experiment down the line. We'll see when, we'll see how, and since I live in a climate that has 4 distinct seasons, or typically 4 distinct seasons, I don't want to do that experiment in, say, winter time and be like, oh, it works great, I don't need anything else, and then possibly get rid of those items that I don't need, sell them, pass them on, donate them, and then enter a very different season like summer and go, dang it, I wish I had a layering tank top or a knit sweater, which totally sounds like items I won't need in winter and will need in summer. Either way, you get where I'm coming from. But I hope this was enjoyable for you. I really enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun filming this. It's the first video I've filmed for this channel since July. Again, it's November 23rd. There's just been a lot of other things going on in life, but I really enjoyed being back, and I hope to get back on like the consistency train for a while, or ideally forever, we shall see. And let me know down below if you saw any patterns in my loves in these outfits that I didn't mention, or perhaps what was most surprising to you, if anything was. To me, I'm not really that surprised. Natural fibers, white button downs, color, it's all there. Midi length, it's all there, you know. It's all the things, or many of the things that I'm like, I love these things, I actually do love putting on my body. How fascinating. But let me know what you thought. Let me know if you found any surprises in this video or any patterns you saw that I didn't see. I didn't even mention when I made the summary, floral dresses. Floral dresses. There were 3 of them in this video, and I do like them, as I've said before. Surprised there weren't more of them, surprised they weren't more frequent, but either way. But I'm gonna stop rambling. Let me know down below, and also let me know what are the cornerstones or like building blocks of your personal style. I'd love to know if you have them figured out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!